Hey, what's up? So I was just sitting here in World of Warcraft, flying around collecting herbs and ore just for the heck of it. I rarely get in these moods where I want to gather stuff. It's happened a few times. And then I was sitting here thinking, I'm riding my mount, and I love the priest mount, man. And I so wanted to share my thoughts. So I was just sitting here. I'm always, I can't. Well, whenever I play the game, I always like randomly will start thinking about my favorite mounts, and you can't ride them all at once or whatever. One of my most favorite mounts in the entire game is the Priest class mount, which came in Legion, the Legion expansion. There was the class Hall is still, I've talked about it before in a couple of my other videos about World of Warcraft, but the class Hall is still one of the, probably the most impressive thing that I've seen in the game over the years. It's just my favorite thing. I love the class Hall. I loved all the quests related to it, the story related to it, the all the stuff that was involved with the class Hall was special to me. There are similar things in the game. Like the garrison was actually the first class hall. But anyways, yeah, I will go off. I was just realized I'm like that's not even what I want to talk about. I love the class hall. The class mounts were related to the class hall, and each class got their own unique special mount. As long as you finish the campaign of the actual class hall, because you didn't have to do the class hall. I don't think you did. I mean, actually, you might have at the time. Like now, you wouldn't have to, but you could skip the class hall kind of in a way. Like you'd miss a lot of the game because it was a main like quest game, thing, whatever. But anyways, it's quite involved to do it on every character. Like if you want to get every class mount, it takes a while. It's pretty grindy to get it. Like if you're in a rush to get it. Anyways, the priest mount is my favorite. It's one of my most favorites. But the reason I want to talk about it is I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, this has always been one of my most favorite mounts, but that was after Invincible. One sec. Invincible, when I first saw it ever, in introduced in the game, and it's still probably up there like number one. Like the priest mount is probably tied for me at number one with Invincible. But I love the look of the mount. This is one of the most amazing mounts. And there's a lot of, especially now, when Invincible was out, was easily by far the best mount in the game. Looks wise, visuals. It was the best. There was also at the time the Phoenix mount, but to me nothing beat Invincible. Nothing beat, like even the Phoenix mount, which was incredible at the time. Specifically, I always liked the rainbow tail effect that it had. Pretty cool. But this is just such a cool looking mount, man. I didn't realize I was on a hill when I was starting this video. It'd be better to get on it doesn't matter to be on a flat like spot, but it'd probably be a little bit better, Anyways, yeah, so always been like number one top, and that was during a time when there were not a lot of unique mounts. At the time, there was the Griffin. There was like 20 or 30 different colors of the same exact ordinary Griffin, and I forget what else. I'm sure there were other cool mounts that I can't remember at the time. It was a really long time ago, and whatever. But this one was, I mean, this is an incredible mount. Like the design of it, the look of it, it flies. It's got the wings come out when you fly with it and stuff. It's super, super cool. But yeah, so and ever since then, now at this point, there are so many amazing mounts in the game. It's pretty nuts how many cool looking mounts are in the game now compared to the first few years. It was like this mount was super special. There were not that, but now, yeah, now there are so many cool mounts. I recently got this. I can't ride it because it's class specific. This is for the mage. I always liked the discs. That when I first saw the mage mount, I was like, whoa, I want that so bad. I still have not gotten the regular mage one. I had on back then, some years back, I was playing a mage and I was doing the class hall, and I hadn't finished it. So I could get on that character and continue, but I started new ones since, and I'm just like, I'll just do a new character. I finished this specific one is the Legion remix, so it's not the default disc for the mage, but I did do the class hall on my mage and Legion remix. And I still haven't done it in the normal game yet, which is funny. But I like these disc ones, and then there's a disc one for anybody that anybody can use. When this disc first came out, it was only usable by the mage, right? Like this type of mount. Only the mage had this disc mount. And so I kind of I like that there are other disc mounts that any character can use now, you know. But it does make it a little less special. But they are still unique. They still look different. Like this doesn't look like the mage disc, right? You know, it's a different disc. But I love that. That's such a cool looking mount thing. I was recently thinking about when I first played this game and I was first playing my priest, which I actually had done. It's the only character I ever did a profession on. I've always done gathering, you know, just to make some easy money from gathering. But the only character was my first character I did tailoring on, and the only reason I've never done it again, I tried to go. Oh, I did alchemy on somebody. I forgot. I did do alchemy as well, but tailoring was the one that I maxed out fully, got everything on, and the reason I kind of pretty much never did that again was because it's so tedious and just grindy as hell, and just how many materials you need for all that stuff is just like, dude, you need like 100,000 things. I'm exaggerating, but you need like so much stuff just to make a little thing. At least from what I've seen, there are some crafting things worth crafting now, but you're still eventually gonna get like the best if you raid, right? Like if you raid, which makes sense, you're gonna get the best gear from raiding. Anyways, so I remember why I was saying that tailoring had a carpet mount that you had to be a tailor to make, and only tailors could make that mount. That was a cool mount too. I don't have that account anymore. It's long gone. Something I think about all the time. I don't want to explain that story. I could, but I had sold my original account a long time ago because I never thought I'd play again. There's a little bit more to the story, but that's basically to simplify it. I was, whatever. But anyways, I like the disc mount. That's pretty dang cool. So the mage was originally the only one that had a mount like that. This is new. I think this is this expansion. I don't know if there are other discs mounts like that as well. There might be, but this is just for reputation. And I was like, I can't wait to get that because I really do like the style of that. And then another favorite mount, dude, one of the coolest mounts in the game. I think it's up here. I forget that. I don't remember all the names of all these. Oh, this one's cool. This one, I think this was a pre-order of Diablo 4. I don't remember if you had to pre-order it or if it just was a limited time deal. It's probably, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't really care. I was gonna get Diablo 4 anyways. I didn't get it, like this specific thing for the mount or whatever, right? Like I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll get the mount, right? Like, but I was, before 4 came out, I knew I was gonna get it and stuff. What a disappointment that is. And I would still say it's a good game, but what they've done to it is disgusting. What they've done to Diablo, and oh my gosh, you just I could rant about, oh my and then at the time, this is different too, my original account had the original bear. This is a different, like slightly different version, different colored. But this is also a really cool mount. This was from Zolomon, the 20-man raid. It was very cool, especially for the time, because only the hardcore players would get this mount. And that was fun. It was really fun doing those runs with friends and guildies, and once we learned it and we got it for like the smaller group that was doing it, we started bringing people in and running people through it to get them the mount as well. Stuff like that was a lot of fun. Like I love doing that stuff. Very cool. This is a cool mount. What else we got here? So I have all these favorited. Some of them I have favorited just because they're more unique, but not because they're like a full-blown favorite. Just easier to find them in the list of mounts. This one is also really cool. This was pretty cool. You had to do a dungeon, like a certain mechanic thing. It was very tricky. Took us many attempts. And once we got that down, we also brought people in to get them the mount as well. And sometimes, depending, it might take a few tries because there was a bit of trickery to that, getting that mount, and it was cool. I don't know. I imagine it. Well, I don't even know if you could solo this. I don't think you could solo getting this mount. And then in the way that was done, I don't know if they changed the mechanics now since it's older content. I imagine that they didn't, but maybe they did. But if they didn't change the mechanics, there's no way you could solo get this mount. I don't think. Pretty sure you couldn't. Anyways, that was a cool one. And there are a couple other similar mounts that look similar to this. They're actually cooler looking than this one. But the reason I like that one more this way, because it's more unique, and it did require like, a party doing like a very special mechanic to the boss and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like stuff like that too. And then I love this mount. This is just the Dark Iron Dwarf mount, the default mount for the race Dark Iron Dwarves, which was one of the newer allied races things. It was just a cool looking mount, and it made me. I had forgotten about this, man. I could have come back and played. There was an event at some point, like an anniversary event. As long as you like logged in and did like a real quick, easy thing, you got like this really cool molten core mount. And I wish I had gotten that. I never got that. I didn't buy because I so many times I didn't think I'd play more and I didn't care. But then when I kept coming back and playing the game more, I was like, oh, I really wish I didn't miss that mount because that was a really cool mount. Anyways, but this is a pretty cool mount. Oh yeah, this one's neat. There's another one too, similar to this. Oh yeah, they're right here. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, checking my screen. This one's pretty cool. It's related to Shadowlands main quest chain. Oh yeah, and it was kind of faction related too. I forgot about that because then I've only completed. I haven't even fully completed Shadowlands yet. Still, I got my mount on one of my characters, but there's still so much more I can do and a lot more to unlock that I haven't finished. Like the full. There's more faction stuff I haven't done. Anyways, but this is a really cool mount. I like that a lot. And then in that same like faction thing is a couple different variations of ground mounts. So that's just like a flying one. Which one was that? It's a flying one. And then ground mount. I wish they'd make them all fly. I do. I wish they'd just make it so all mounts can fly. I don't know why they don't. And the reason that I think this is because there's at least one, if not two, horses, like just regular horses. And they fly. And so you got all these mounts, and they're like, oh, they don't fly because they don't have wings. Oh, don't give me that because I have a damn horse that flies and it doesn't have wings, so screw you. But anyway, yeah, so just different colored variations of this mount. And I don't remember exactly why they were different. Probably just higher reputation or whatever, I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool looking mount. I like that one, it's neat. The Shaman one is another one of my favorite mounts. As that was a class mount specific to the Shaman's class hall. Really, really cool mount. And I did forget to mention already that the class hall mounts change color depending on your talent spec, which is neat. It's pretty neat, but I think it would be cool if they'd actually make it. I'm surprised they never did, especially by now. But if you can actually pick the color of your mount, no matter what spec you play as, right? Like, that would be cool. That would just be cool if you could do that. Not needed or anything. Just be cool if you could just pick which color mount you prefer, no matter what spec you play as. Because it's a little annoying, you know. But yeah, the Shaman mounts are also really cool. And there are other similar mounts since this mount, which at the time was the only kind like it. Now there are more mounts similar to it, but not exactly the same. Which reminds me, the other one I wanted to find, I always thought it was at the top, but apparently not. Well, I guess we'll get there. Yeah, I mean, look at like the Dreadsteed. Even this is the upgraded one, I'm pretty sure, right? Not the class hall upgrade. Yeah, no, this is the upgraded Warlock mount. I loved both Warlock mounts. We might see the other one later, but this is specific to the Warlock. Only the Warlock can ride it. And this was before class hall. This is old. This is back in, I'm pretty sure this was vanilla, dude. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, that was a pretty cool mount, though. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I see. Yeah, Glacial Tidestorm from a raid and BFA. And at the time, I was really glad a friend of mine had got me into a raid to go get the mount. That was cool. And now you can go solo it and stuff. But I had gotten into a raid with a friend who was doing runs, and then I happened to win a roll, which I wasn't expecting. And I kind of felt bad I felt like I was like, well, you know, I like the raid just to raid, you know, play it. I don't really care much about loot, but I did really want this mount because this is also a really special mount. Like, that's freaking so cool looking, man. That is a really cool. Oh, whoops. Let's throw that on. I forgot. I haven't been like displaying them in game or anything. But yeah, just pretty cool. Very, very. It reminds me of this one's kind of like the Shaman class mount. It's pretty neato. Let's see what else. Oh, dude, this one's new. This one just came out, I think, this month, right? Like Halloween themed stuff in the trader. What the hell is it called? I forget what it's called because I don't usually use it. Trading something. Basically freebie-ish kind of a thing. But anyway, this mount is cool. I wish this would fly. Really wish this would be the current mount I'd be using right now if it flew. And I'm so mad it doesn't fly. That is so cool looking, man. That is really, really, really cool looking mount. That's badass. That's freaking, I mean, right? Like, that's freaking badass, dude. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. I also I started doing like all the class hall mount stuff on it because I always wanted to do every class hall mount, and I just had never done that. So when I came back a month ago, I started sort of, you know, casually throwing them on, and my first character I did that with was my warlock. I thought my warlock was gonna be my main, and then I ended up, you know, once I started playing alts and once I start playing the other classes again, and if I'm playing the game and I get into it, like I think I'll be on my main, but I always every time I always just end up back to making a priest my main. It was the very first class I ever made when I first played the game ever was a priest. I love healing, and I just like the whole priest thing. I don't know, whatever. It's just like priest stuff. So my priest is my main again. But anyways, I was doing class halls for each class. I always wanted to get every class hall mount. I'm still missing the warrior, and I think one other, maybe two others. I know I'm missing the warrior, and I can't remember who else I'm missing. But I got the rogue one. They're neat, and it's funny because it's not even like one of my favorite mounts, especially this one, the hunter one. It's really cool looking. This is a pretty unique and cool looking mount. It's still not one of my like favorite. It's not one of my top 10s. I don't think it's one of my top favorite 10s. Maybe 20 or 30. I don't know, whatever. It is cool though. And this one's actually pretty neat. This is just reputation with one of the new factions in the current expansion, the War Within. So that's pretty. The only thing I don't like about these is a pretty big deal. Is that the camera always gets broken. The camera always goes way the hell above. But if I reload the UI, it'll go back down to regular mount angle, right? But it's just annoying that every time, no matter what, if I get on that mount, instantly the camera just bloop, like gets all stupid and whatever. And that's just really friggin' annoying. The mounts, because the mount by default is already pretty tall. It's taller than most mounts. Like when you get on it, you got to zoom out more, right? You know. So that's already annoying by default, but as far like I love the visual of it. Like that's a really cool looking mount, and it sort of reminded me of I can't remember the name of Aukendune, I think. There was a really rare mount a long time ago in TBC where you had to play a druid class in order to unlock the boss. That would I think it was a rare chance to drop. And I can't remember if it was guaranteed. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a rare mount. And it reminds me of that too, like a bird. It was a pretty neat looking bird type. I always meant to go farm that, and I never ended up getting one yet. And I still kind of, maybe one day I might get one. I'm not like farming it though. And then I forgot. It just reminds me of a mount there was in TK Tempest Keep, not Tempest Keep, the 5-man dungeon, and I forget what that was. Let's see. Oh, this is new. It's kind of neat. This is from Legion Remix. Oh, the trading post. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. The trading post where that skull mount is from. It's a. I don't want to explain the trading post, but that's from there. This was from pre-ordering the Ultimate or whatever. I think it's called Ultimate Edition for the next expansion. I wasn't expecting that. You know, the main reason I buy them is because it's like. It comes with a sub for a month or whatever, so I'm still spending extra money on kind of nothing, but I do like the mounts and the little things. They're cool. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, no, I was really into this expansion. I was really into the game. You know, really enjoying my time in it, and I was like, you know what, the next expansion looks cool. I'm just gonna buy it. So this is what it amounts for that. Not one of my most favorite. It's just pretty cool. Like it's just cool. And there's a blue version, and then there's a version that switches between the colors, but it takes so long between switching colors. I don't know what the point of that is. I used to hate this mount, especially when I first saw it, because it's the Mecha Gnome mount, and I was like, that's a pretty dumb mount for like a. To me, it was kind of dumb because it should be really unique and special, which it is. It's just also kind of dorky looking or something, you know. But it is neat. It's a neat little mount, whatever. And another one of those, just a different colored variation of that one. Oh, hey, so here's the horse that flies. This I got from PvP, honor level 15. And I've never been hardcore into PvP. Well, that's not true. I was a long time ago. And back in vanilla, there was a point where I played like a year of like a lot of PvP as a horde shaman. But this one flies. So once I saw that this horse flies, I was like, dude, make them all fly. Like, come on. make every ground mount flyable. Like that would be nice. It would be nice if every ground mount could fly. And this is actually pretty cool. This is kind of like the default original Griffin almost, but I did like the color scheme on it. It's a dark black Griffin. It's basic but cool. Like that's cool looking. I do like the style of these. I don't like the color of this one. They have a couple other colors too. But I like the style of that. It's an interesting looking mount. Oh, there was a mount I wanted to get a long time ago. It was a spider mount, and it was the only one of its kind, and it cost like a jillion gold. I don't remember how much it cost. It was a lot of gold, dude. Like a lot of gold, especially for the time. And that's a mount I'd still like to get. I don't even know if you can. I've never looked it up or anything, but yeah, I want to get that spider mount. But this is kind of like that. So, cause like they're just the. Like that's a pretty trippy mount, like how like the legs and everything, mostly just the legs. Like that's cool. Like it's really neat. And it's the first time I ever saw the Spider-Man. I was like, whoa. I just saw a bug flying around, distracted me. This one's kind of neat. I got this as random loot. I think just from doing world quests, and then I think it dropped from a rare mob or something. It was a random drop, and I was like, oh cool. It's always fun to get like a random drop as a mount. Like that's cool. These are pretty neat. I like the style of these. Oh, and this was another Mechagon. What is this? I think this was the max reputation for something. I can't remember exactly. I think it was a max reputation thing, which was a bit grindy. But that's a pretty cool mount. And this flies too. Dude, check this out. I'll even show you too, just real quick. It's cool. I didn't even know. I wasn't even expecting it to happen. Just flying with it. Watch, check this out. When you fly with it, it turns its legs into jets, dude. Like, how cool is that? His legs turns into jets, man. That's freaking awesome. That's pretty badass. I was not expecting that. I was like, whoa. That's not many mounts do that. Like they have the mounts with the wings. The wings, come out and flap or whatever, but they don't like transform. That's pretty neato. Oh, this is new. This is a new one. That's similar to the shaman class mount. Love that. Very cool. And this was the rogue class mount, which I remember like when I first saw it too. Like, and I wasn't impressed by a lot of them, even the warlocks one, which is neat. It's a neat mount. I don't dislike them. I just wasn't as impressed by them when I first saw them. But they are unique and they are cool. And so I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool. Like, it's not one I was like, oh, I have to have that mount. I wasn't like that. I was like, I have to have. I was never like, I really have to have that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. This is cool. Like, whatever. Let's see. And I do like the void elf class mount. I don't like the armor so much. Mainly, it would be cool if I could change the colors on the armor. What's funny? It's the same thing with like transmogging my characters. The armor will look really cool, but I don't like the color of it. That would be amazing. I forgot. That's something I wish they would do too. Because it's funny, in the game, they'll actually give you varied, as loot. You'll loot different colored versions of these armor sets. But I think it'd be cooler if they let you choose. Like, go into like a barbershop or something like that, right? Like the barbershop or whatever. And change the colors of your armor as you want. That would be so much cooler than the system that they have in place right now. It is cool that they did add like different colored variations of these armor sets. Like that's cool. It would just be way cooler if you could actually just go manually in there and change that stuff. Let's see. Some of these are my favorites just because they are more unique than others, but they're not my favorites in general. Like this one's pretty cool. I do like the style of this. The style of this mount is pretty neat. I think this was Reputation one. And then this one was from, I forget what the hell that was, like questing, I think. Yeah, like some kind of quest chain. And then this is part of the trading post. I saw that and I was like, holy crap, that's a pretty cool mount for being part of the trading post. Like the trading post has had some pretty cool stuff. When the trading post was new, dude, it took them it took them at least a year to put something in the trading post that I was like, oh, that's cool. I might be exaggerating too. I wasn't playing hardcore at the time either, though. But when the trading post was first introduced, I was not impressed with their gear and like whatever. And they still, even now, they put like really dumb looking stuff on there. And I'm sure some people like it though, right? Everybody's got their own preferences. I prefer like flashy, like extravagant, or I think is the right word, just like lots of stuff going on. I like glowy, you know, lots of things. I like to see lots of flashy things. But I also do like simple things too. But if I'm gonna like go out of my way, if I do like all this stuff like questing and do all these things in order to unlock that, like it better look special, man, not some plain ass crap. Anyways, this was pretty cool for a trading post mount, like that, like the skull one too, the skull one earlier, the hand, the claw, the skull claw thing. That's also from the trading post. That's pretty cool. Already show. Oh yeah, so this is the one that changes colors, but it's like a minute between switching colors. I don't know why. It should switch like every 15 seconds or something. It should be often. Like otherwise, what's the point of having this? Like it's dumb. Like I might as well just manually switch between both colored mounts. Like it's just weird to me. I don't get it. This one's neat. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it. It's a neat mount. I don't remember what the promotion was. And I think I have a different colored one. No, maybe this was the one. I thought I had a green one. And this one flies. This is a freaking tree that flies, dude. So you tell me you can't make these other ground mounts fly? Like, where you got a tree fly? Oh, this one doesn't fly. Oh, interesting. Maybe I think I have a green flying one then, because I know I have a tree that flies. That's why I saw it and I was like, this thing flies? Like what? All right, so it's not this one. I must have a different version that flies, because I remember it flying. Damn it! This is that same as earlier, but I do prefer this color, the darker color, over the other one. This one's pretty neat. This is a basic one from doing Dragon. What the hell was it called? Dragonflight, the expansion, the Dragon expansion. They had like 4 or 5 different mounts specific to that expansion, and you unlocked them as you quested along. You would unlock like a newer mount, and every single one of these mounts has customization for them. You can customize their armor type. Not a lot, there's a few choices, but that's cool. And then like colors and stuff that you can switch them between. And I haven't messed around on this character. Since my warlock was my main for a while, I was doing a lot of like random old quests on him and stuff. Ended up changing like a lot of these. I customized every single one of these mounts on my warlock, but I haven't done that on my priest yet. I will. This one's pretty neat. It says Dreamseed Catch, which I don't remember exactly what that is, or Cash. It's Cash, right? Isn't it? I always think Catch, but isn't it Cash? I think it's pronounced Cash, but I always think Catch. But anyways, that's a pretty cool tiger mount. Reminds me of a long time ago in vanilla. Like I always wanted the Winter Spring mount. That was really cool. I never did it. I was grinding that mount, but dude, that was a deep ass grind. One of the most deep grinds in the game. The Winter Spring mount. Never got it. But now it's far too. I think I was revered actually, and I think what happened was the newer expansion came out, right? And I just stopped bothering, right? Like, and that was on my original account, but I'm pretty sure I was revered with that rep, which was insane, and then getting to Exalted was insane. The Wonder Wing mount, not like most favorites, but it's pretty cool. And this was just from doing a quest chain, basically, just doing a lot of quest chain stuff. You had to finish every quest of the expansion, basically. But I loved Battle for Azeroth. I liked it. I thought it was a cool expansion. Heard a lot of bad things. Heard a lot of bad things about Warlords of Draenor too, and I never played it when it was out. But quest-wise and content-wise in Warlords of Draenor, what's there is amazing. But when I remember I would go back and I'd look and be like, why didn't people like that? And it was mostly because it lacked content. So like the content that was there was cool, but it just didn't have as many dungeons and raids as the other expansions. But I mean, they had a fair amount of stuff, and these were big too. Like Blackrock Foundry was huge, man, an enormous freaking raid. And I don't remember. I can't picture everything else here. Like Hellfire Citadel, I'm pretty sure was also big. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't remember why I was saying that. I still need a water mount, man. Like this, I would think this would be a water mount, but it's not. It's a flying water creature. But they're weird, right? Like it's like are they manta rays? Flying manta rays, but none. You can't use them underwater. Well, you can't. There's special mounts for underwater that make you move faster underwater, but like regular mounts don't move faster underwater. So I still don't have a damn water mount, and I want one. And that one's pretty cool. I forgot about that. Similar to the other one I showed earlier, that it's the same mount, but this one has armor on it. Oh, now we're getting into the unfavorites. Okay, now we're getting into normal stuff. All right, that's fine. Death Knight. Okay. I feel like it might be missing one or two mounts that I didn't show on here, but went through all my starred, like all the starred favorite mounts. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like talking about some favorite mounts, mostly because my favorites have been Invincible and the Priest mount, and I have other favorites too. Like we went over a bunch of my favorites here, but those are my number ones, man. Like that's tied for me. Like tied in number one is Invincible, and the this is the Warlock mount. Invincible and the Priest mount, and like I said, like now there are so many amazing mounts in the game. Like the first 2 years, you almost oh, I didn't come across that other tree mount. I'm pretty damn sure I had a freaking tree mount that was green and it flew. I wonder if it's just not in my favorites. It's really weird, or something changed. Remember the I don't know. It's just weird. I remember having like a green tree that flew, and I thought it was so funny. I was like, this thing flies, but my other thing can't fly. Like, anyways, yeah. I guess that's it for now. I just want. Oh, there's the original Warlock mount before the armor. But those were cool, and this you can see how plain this is, right? Like detail wise, it's got the fiery eyes and moves and nostrils and stuff, which that was cool. But as like, you know, a plain horse basically, but still really cool, right? This was unique. But yeah, no, now there's a lot of really cool mounts in the game, and I have just before I go, I was taking a bunch of notes. I have a lot of notes right now on a video I was thinking about doing. I just haven't gotten around to doing it, but I might. I don't know. I have a lot of notes about my return to the game again, and this time I was finding myself thinking, you know what? This is the best solo experience World of Warcraft has ever been, which is a weird thing to think. It is, but it's a cool thing too. Like because you still have all the online stuff on top of that. But yeah, so I might do a video of that. If you're interested, do let me know because I'll do it sooner. Right now I'm just kind of like whatever, you know. But if you're curious about that, let me know and I'll probably get it out sooner than I normally would. And then it put me on another thought that I was going to go to. So anyways, just wanted to share some favorite mounts, talk about them and all that kind of stuff. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.